Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the team call of June. We're going to be doing something quite exciting in June. It's not just going to be a team call tonight. We'll be introducing something for the whole month. We're going to be focusing on finding. So tonight we're going to be talking about finding to introduce it. But first of all, we shall do our announcement.
So I'm just making a comment back to Andy.
Andy.
Stop it, Andy. Not kind.
Should we just mute everyone?
Yeah, before
Sorry,
says something mean
sorry,
again.
we're going to mute you all. I
Sure
can imagine there's some Tottenham banter going on.
Are you coming downstairs?
There we go,
Okay. Announcements, Barry.
Okay, so on the 12th of June, big day in the UK. Really exciting. We've got the business day before the Emily Wright event, the big show. So Emily, I don't think she's been to the UK yet, apart from in...
No, I can't remember her coming to the UK.
She's been to Europe.
She's been to Europe.
But it's the first time that she's come to the UK.
Yeah.
I believe. Caveat that. So it'd be really lovely to hear from her. She's the call of the heart of doTERRA, really, along with David Sterling. So it's really lovely to hear. It'll be lovely to hear from her. Not booked your tickets. I don't think it's quite sold out. It's pretty much almost sold out. So get your tickets.
It's a massive venue. There'll be great atmosphere. But she's so inspiring. So if you're struggling with any inspiration, then definitely go. But just go. Definitely go and get as many people as you can to go, even customers. You know, it won't be a business-focused evening. The business is obviously in the day or for the afternoon, but the evening will be for everybody. So honestly, you'll regret not getting everyone there, making the effort.
We've also got a new European promo committee founded. Consists of some of the team actually, and some others from all around Europe. And what their responsibility is to help with the promotions. So they know some of the promotions that are going on beforehand. They are not allowed to say a word. So if they're not allowed to tell us, they're not allowed to tell their team, they're not allowed to tell a single soul. But they help to create some of the advertising and things like that, so that there are adverts now ready to go for all of us for social media and for newsletters and for whatever we want to use. So I'll share this month's, it's a Google Drive with all the pictures and images that you can edit slightly. We'd like it, the promo committee and doTERRA would like it that you keep them all similar, but you can slightly edit it as you'd like to, but keep them similar as to how they are already. So I'll put that on and we'll have that every month. There's also UK Bootcamp coming up in August. I'll post a link in Silver Blossom. I posted it before, but we'll post it again, so don't forget that. There's only 200 spaces. I was going to put the link there, but I don't know.
I think it's 24th of August. I know 24th of August is one of the days. It's around that time, either just before or just after.
It's only 2 and a bit days.
Really good. I know a few of our team have been, when they've been around Europe, actually quite a few of our team, and we've gone to speak at them. What I think is really unique about these is they're really intimate, and you get to know people really well and build relationships, but you also get to kind of, because it's a 2-day event that you're fully submerged in, loads of people we find have quite big, significant breakthroughs, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what we have found from these events, and you're close to the leaders, so it's a small number. So you'll be able to talk to leaders, you know, diamonds and above, and just find out how they did it and have more intimate conversations with them. And it's in the UK. It hasn't been in the UK
for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
It's been in Portugal for the last 2-3 years. So now it's coming back over to the UK. It's only once a year at the moment. These are the elite retreats or boot camps. So book onto it, because those spaces, if they're not pretty much gone, they're going to be gone. So get on that. And then June promotions. What an amazing offer we got this month.
Finally, we have had a couple of months that haven't been great.
Brilliant.
But this month has made up for it.
Brilliant. I mean, you say finally, it was good to have a little break from the promos.
It was good. So now everyone's ready.
But now this is a properly good
crazy
promotion. So you can push this one really well. Balance, past tense, aroma touch, all for free. And if someone's on LRP, they get a Melaleuca too if they do 200 and get all of those. So that is amazing, right? And then also 10% off PBSS Junior. So great chance to get people to try it with their children and things like that. So awesome promotions. We now do rank advancements. So someone's asking, how do you get tickets and where are the link and stuff?
The tickets for the bootcamp, you're going to put the link on Silver Blossom.
I'll put the links on Silver Blossom for it all later tonight or tomorrow. And then Sarah, if you want to sell a ticket, then you can always put it on here on Silver Blossom. Someone can buy it from you, I'm sure, or whatever. Okay.
Quite gutted I can't go, but I can't, so I've got one.
I understand that.
Okay, top enrollers, Emily, storming it with 15. Well done, Em. I think everyone knows who Emily is.
Well done, Emily. Keep going.
All right, Blue Diamond, and she's still going.
Don't
Brilliant,
stop.
it's brilliant. Adele, she's quite familiar in our top enrollers from the beginning. Catherine Cook, well done, Catherine. And Jonathan, should have Jonathan, but are you assuming it's Catherine? Could be Jonathan, I don't know.
Well, no, just
Catherine
use the name on the
Jonathan.
account. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I think it was pretty much all Jonathan, actually.
Chloe,
No, I'm just kidding.
well done. Debbie, Natalie, Annette, and
Silk, yeah.
Silk.
Silk in Germany.
Yeah, lovely.
Well done, everybody. Well done
done.
on Top Enrollers.
Really good. We'll do these.
Yeah, I do these. Rank advancements. So we had a few elites this month. So well done. Last month seemed quite hard. The last couple of months have seemed quite tough for lots of us. But still, there's rank advancements going on. So these are our new elites. So well done to Debbie. Well done to Janet. Well done to Nicole. Well done to El Marie and Katir. Congratulations, guys, on hitting elite for the first time last month. We also have one premier. So Una, congratulations on hitting premier last month. Well done.
Una.
Do you want to do the next two?
Yeah. Let's do it. Claire. Congratulations, Claire, for hitting silver. Brilliant. Really, really good. You know, like all of us, I know you've struggled in aspects, and we all have, and you've kept going and showing everyone how it's possible to advance and hit silver. So well done, Claire. It's brilliant. And then Lisa and Gemma, congratulations on hitting platinum. Amazing. We had a few calls with them this month, you know, and it's whenever you see people ranking, you think, oh, I don't know, you don't realise that sometimes the pain that they go through and the struggles. But be aware that all of us have struggles, and it's hard, right?
Well, I don't think
Lisa and Gemma do, but yeah. But yeah, so, you know, amazing. When anyone achieves these higher ranks, it is not a walk in the park. So that's why we really make a big fuss of this, because it's emotionally, physically, everything challenging. So huge congratulations. I'm really happy for you both.
Yeah,
well earned.
Working really hard and being really consistent. So well done, guys. Congratulations on platinum. So today's meet. Oh no, we're not doing that first. You're doing an audit experience, aren't you?
Oh yes, we are doing oil experience. Yes, sorry. Lindsay is going to share her sister Jennifer's oil experience tonight. So over to Lindsay Planton.
Hello.
Hello, Lindsay.
I'll stop there for the moment.
Thanks.
So this is Jennifer was telling me, and she hasn't texted me all of the details, but she was telling me about this a couple of days ago, and it was her friend who has a little 2-year-old little girl, and she'd had awful nappy rash since she was born. So she'd had thrush, and so she's been on Canesten constantly since she was born. And so Jennifer gave her made up a little mixture of oils with Melaleuca lavender and frankincense in there. And she said within 24 hours it was gone. And so now this lady is so she hasn't even got an account. She's now saying, yeah, I'm going to do this as a business. And she's now got some oils that Catherine's given her. it was amazing, actually. It really made me think, wow, like this is what we're doing. We're changing things in a really real way. So I loved that. So that was just a little experience.
That's brilliant.
Reminder why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, that's perfect. We know people, it's horrible when they have nappy rashes, the baby's in pain, it's horrible. That's like a life-changing thing for baby and mum. It's really worrying.
Yeah.
Horrible. So that's brilliant. Thanks so much, Lynn. And I'm just going to quickly share my oil experience because I've been missing for so long, and
which one's this? This was like the plethora of like hundreds.
I don't know what you mean.
Sorry, I was just saying something that came into my head, but I shouldn't have said it.
So, for those of you that don't know, I suffer really badly from hyperemesis, which is severe morning sickness. So about 3% of women get this, so lucky me. And I discovered it when I first had my first baby. Didn't know what the heck was going on, but literally I get to the point where after about a week of having it, I can't move at all. In my previous pregnancies, I couldn't even keep water down. I can't eat anything. So I'm usually in hospital on drips. And last time I had to inject myself with Clexane because I got a really bad clot and stuff. So just to give you a bit of a background, so I was really scared to get pregnant, which is why we waited so long. We would have probably had one a bit sooner. But
would we?
So got pregnant. So actually, no, this time, sorry, I did lots of research, and my friend who's also in doTERRA, lovely Amber, she did lots of research, and so she just told me what to do. So if you know anyone who gets hyperemesis or even really bad morning sickness, then you can use this as well. But she researched that you need to do gluten, dairy, and sugar-free. So it's part of a diet thing as well. So I've been gluten, dairy, and sugar-free for a while anyway. That was easy for me. But the main thing was to prepare your body. So they think it might be caused by a buildup of too much, this certain gut bacteria in your body being too much. So it was a cleanse and restore kit. So I did the doTERRA cleanse twice within kind of a 6-month period. And this time, even though I was still sick and they had to do washing up and everything, she weren't happy about. We did very well. I didn't get anywhere near as sick. I could drink water. I could eat apple puree. That was a plus. Before I can't really eat anything. And I didn't have to go into hospital. And it didn't last anywhere near as long. And it wasn't anywhere near as intense. I wasn't as sick. I'm usually sick about 10 to 15 times a day. This time, probably 4 or 5 times a day.
So nothing,
on the worst days.
So nothing really.
So much different. So much different. So
what's bad?
I am so thankful to doTERRA. It really bad. And again, like Lindsay says, I've come out of this and it's made me realise just there are people out there suffering, and whether it's something small or big or whatever. Whenever your health isn't right, you're suffering. And we have answers. There are always answers in the oils. I love what Dr. Hill says. He hasn't, in all his 25, 30 years, found any ailment that the oils haven't helped with. So he's not saying that the oils have cured every single thing he's come across, although they do a lot of things, as we know. But there is not one single thing the oils haven't helped with. So we've got to let people know. We have to. And I'm so grateful I have doTERRA because I didn't have it with my other kids. So that's my experience.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, baby. Okay, go on, do you want to introduce?
I was just having a moment after that great oil experience. So finding is the first key activity. So we're going to talk about finding tonight. Don't worry, it won't be longer than 3 hours.
No. And we will notice if you drop off. We'll take note if he's leaving early.
See who's leaving, all right? So yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it in the next 30 minutes. But this one is going to be. We think this is the key to the whole business. Okay, because when you start finding people, that's when you can start putting them to your pipeline. So the first thing that you do generally when you start a business, or when you start a doTERRA business, is you create your 100 list, okay? So you create your 100 list, and that is your initial contact list, right? Then what happens? People start to run out of their contacts and they start to use up all of their 100 list. Okay, so they either enroll them all or they enroll some of them, scared to talk to some others so they don't get round to it.
Or they've talked too much to
Or
others.
they've talked too much to others. But you're going through your 100 list and you
over and over.
run over it. Okay.
And then you get stuck.
So you get stuck. So you don't keep adding to your contact list. Okay. The key to doTERRA is to consistently add to your contact list, to your pipeline. It doesn't have to be masses. Okay. The more you add to your contact list, to your pipeline, the faster you will go. Okay. So we're just going to talk about that. So we don't want you to forget the process of find people, get into classes, one-on-ones and enroll. But specifically tonight, we're literally talking about finding people interested in essential oils. Okay?
Yeah, and we're going to focus the whole of June on this. So hopefully create some momentum, get some inspiration going for you guys. So we'll be talking a bit more about that later on the call as well.
We'll be using Silver Blossom as the platform for that.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Okay. So as Nate said, it's the key activity. Now, often you hear the keys to success or the key to doTERRA is this. And of course, mindset is a massive key, and you hear that all the time. But we're talking about the key physical activity. If you're not finding people, there's no way you're going to get anywhere with this business. So as Nate said, you've got to continually find. So first of all, just wanted to mention a couple of things before we go into the actual finding. It's important, I think, that before you go on a massive finding fest, is that you review your why. So important, because that is what is going to drive you, and that's what's going to speak to people, and that's what's going to come across in your leaflets and whatever you're going to be doing, your phone calls, whatever it is. You've got to really be fired up and inspired by your why. And if you need a reminder of your why, watch some videos, go to page 3 of the Empowered Success Build Guide. It talks about why, you might want to partner with doTERRA, so when you're sharing with someone new. So just to remind you of the incredible opportunity that doTERRA gives you, and to go, yeah, flip, I do want to do this, and let's go and tell people about this. Then what's important is to do a bit of a reality check. And what I mean by that is to kind of, when you come on these team calls, we're kind of talking to the masses, aren't we? So we know you all have different goals. Some of you want to go super, super quick. Some of you are happy to just take it really organically. Some of you, your main goal could be that you want to be a solid premier where you can actually spend oils without your husband or wife getting mad at you at the end of the month, so you're covering the cost of your oils. So you're a sharer, and that's brilliant. But be realistic with yourself. So so have a look at your goals, and that's part of our challenge for June, is to kind of review your goal and decide what you want to go for. And this goal could change, so it's not like it have to be your end goal. That's it. Perfect. Well done, mate. Yes, so you want to know what kind of builder you are. So if you want to do more than that, you're either going to be supplementing your income, or you're going to, it's fine. Well, yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, next one. Yeah. So you want to be supplementing your income. That's the kind of amount you're looking to get a month. Or are you wanting to replace your income? And don't feel like you have to want to replace your income. You don't have to. Silver is a very good place to get to. And just stay. You can be very content as a silver, as a solid silver. So just be realistic with yourself what you want, okay? And like I said, that can change. But at the moment, what is your goal? And
it's absolutely okay not to want right now or never to be presidential diamond or blue diamond. You don't want to put that effort in to be that, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely fine. So then we want to relate this to the numbers then. So we're going to relate this to finding. Because we are going to be, setting challenges to find as many people as you possibly can. But if you're just wanting to replace your oils, you're not going to want to be out there finding 100 people a month or 40 people a month, and you don't need to. Okay, so if you're someone that over time wants to pay for your oils, then you need to be looking at enrolling about 2 people a month. And it's not going to happen really quickly. You're going to pay for your oils, but it will over time, like it will over time for those people wanting to replace their income. You know, this is about a time thing. So, and of course you can go faster.
And it can happen quickly because all the people that enroll could go onto LRP.
Exactly, be good quality. So look at these as general. We can't be exact with these statistics. I'm sure you get that. So for someone looking to pay for your own oils, you want to be looking to find 10 people every month. That's the kind of amount we thought. So looking to find 10 new people, as Nathan said, it's not a one-off thing. It's being consistent and consistently expanding your contact list by about 10 people a month until you've reached your solid gold. And then you can, ease off.
Solid gold, you mean? Not gold.
Sorry, solid gold. Yeah, of paying for your oils. Yeah, not solid gold. Thanks. And then if you're supplementing your income, then you want to be enrolling at least 4 people a month. So that equates to finding about 25 people, we thought. Looking at kind of the average stats of things. You might not need to. You might enroll way more people with less finding, But this is just, again, a general thing. And then replacing your income, you definitely want to be looking at finding 40 plus people while you're going full speed, okay? And once you reach your goals, of course, this can get less. But for the time you're going for it and you're going to reach your goal, you want to be looking at finding 40 plus people a month.
And when with these numbers, what we're talking about finding is, we're talking about you talking to 40 people about essential oils. So it's not necessarily, and obviously you're looking to find these people that are most likely going to be interested in essential oils, right?
Yeah.
So like, say you do a show and you speak to 40 people, you get 40 people into your contact list. That doesn't mean you're getting 40 people to classes, right?
No, we're just talking about finding.
Literally talking to people.
Just adding 40 new people to your contact list that you've personally made contact with.
If you do Facebook ads, that'd be 40 people, 40 inquiries from a Facebook ad, 40 inquiries from a newspaper ad, or news agent's ad, or whatever. Yeah. That's what you mean.
Exactly. Over to you.
Okay, so we wanted to break it down just to make it really simple for everybody, like a template for everybody. We talking to people lots. I find that a lot of people actually have the right ideas and the marketing strategy to go ahead and create their own business. The thing that they don't have is the confidence in their ideas. Most people think all the ideas that they have are too risky, they don't work, they won't work, they're bad ideas, or they're too scared to go and do them, right? Or they cost too much money, or whatever it is. There's excuses as to why you do not go and do all of your ideas or any of your ideas, right? So we thought we'd come up with a marketing strategy. So Bex and I, my background is marketing, and all businesses have a marketing strategy. I think most of us here looking to do this as a business to some extent, but almost none of us have a marketing strategy. And all businesses have a marketing strategy. What I mean by marketing strategy is a way you are going to find customers, people that are interested in these kind of products. Okay, that is what your marketing strategy is. So we've broken it down for you. Okay, so I've created a little sheet. I'll come back to that in a minute in the show. Okay, here we go. Can everyone see that? Nod your head if you can see it. Okay, thanks. So when you're doing your marketing strategy, and I'll make this available on Silver Blossom, you can tweak it to do however you want to do it. This is just how I decided to do it, to make it simple for everybody. But first of all, you want to come up with a goal. How many contacts do you want to find a month? So if we're going for June, which is what we're doing, like a finding month in June, you would decide, okay, I want to find this many people in June for month. Then the way to come up with the marketing strategy for the year is to times it by 12. Okay? And that will give you how many contacts you want to find that year. Now, you can then go ahead and do it quicker. So you can find, let's say you want 20, let's say 10. Keep it simple. You want to find 10 new contacts per month in June. That's 120 a year. Okay? You could go ahead and do that in 2 days, in 3 days, or over the whole year. So up to you. Okay. And the way to work out how many you want is just by what Rebecca was saying, is how many people do you want to enroll? How fast do you want to go? So if you want to enroll 4 people a month, then probably you want to be looking at finding 25 new contacts. This is new contacts a month. Okay. So for June, you're looking at 25 to be consistent, so you can't just find 25 in June and then expect to rank at silver at the end of June. This is consistently over time, okay? Maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, okay, of finding these people and putting them through your pipeline. So let's say we'll go with the figure of 20, okay? So you want to supplement your income, don't quite want to find 25, you want to find 20, okay? Because you're looking to enroll maybe 3-4 people a month, okay? So you come up with your goal. You can put your goal down there per month of 20, so what I've done there with the goal per month and goal per year is you can do it yourself. You don't have to follow the average is what we've got there. Okay, they're just to help you, guide you. Okay, you can put your own goals in there, whatever that is to achieve. Some of you might have exceptional LRP rates. Okay, some of you might have really great enrollment rates. So change it up to suit you. Some of you might have really bad enrollment rates. So change it up to you just need to find more people. Okay, and tweak, probably get better at enrolling. Okay. So once you've done that, you've got your goal, then the first step is to do your monthly activities. So what you want to do is so here what we've done is we've got a finding activity. What you want to do is you want to pull out of your own mind all of your ideas. And I would say all of your bad ideas, because you're probably thinking these ideas won't work, or some of them, I don't know if they work. I mean, we had that. When we first started, all of the ideas we had, we thought, all of them we thought probably wouldn't work. Okay, or some of them maybe they'll work. Not have a clue. That one's a bit expensive, but we'll give it a go. So we wrote a list of the ideas and didn't do exactly like this, but pretty much in our heads we did do this. Okay, and then we just decided which ones we thought were going to be the best value for money, the most likely to be interested in essential oils, what was the most effective for our time, and then did that. So what I want you to, if you're going to do this, I'd love you all to take this away and put it down, come up with your own marketing strategy, is to write down all of your finding activities, okay, all of your ideas. We're going to go over the ideas. Rebecca's going to give you some ideas in a minute, but you're going to have your own ideas, okay? So we want you to put out your own ideas first out of your own mind, because generally the ideas that come out of your head will be the best ones. They're going to be great ideas because they're going to be unique to you, how you're going to find people and what you like to do, okay? So pull those ideas out of your head, and all the bad ideas, put them down on paper, okay? And then rank them to this list. So first of all, you're going to put in approximately how many people do you think at that finding activity are going to be interested. So for example, if we use, for example, an ad in a newsagent, okay? So somebody's got an idea of having an ad in a newsagent, okay? In their local newsagents, approximately how many people do we think would be interested in essential oils? So how many people are going to call you up and say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in coming to a class? Probably 1 a month or 0.5 a month, okay? So you would rank that and you would put maybe 1 a month, okay? Then you'd put likely to be interested. Well, they're probably likely to be interested because they've given you a call, okay? So that's probably very high. Cost, depending on the newsagents, is probably very low, okay? So that's a good one. And time, well, actually, it's a very effective use of time because you can have that ad in that, once you've done the ad and put it in there, it's in there for however long the newsagent allows it to be in there for, right? So maybe you have to check on it every 6 months or every year just to make sure to renew it or whatever it is. So you would then give it a score. So that could be a very effective way of finding one person. Now, the way to make that more effective is to scale it. So then go, right, let's find 100 newsagents, okay? and then maybe you'll find 20 people a month. But if your goal is 10 or 20, well, you're hitting your goal every single month. And what you've done there is created a pipeline for yourself, okay, with one activity, okay? Now, maybe that activity isn't as successful as you think it is, which is why you need to have lots of other activities going on until you find the ones that are successful for you. But if you decided to do news agents and you really go for it and go, right, I'm going to do 100, well, I'm pretty sure you can find a good amount of people each month from that if the ad's good, okay? And you can tweak it to get better and better. And then we just want you to score it. So basically, when you're scoring, so look at the 5 as high. So cost, don't look at the cost as high cost. Looking at it as high as in low cost, right? So you want to get a high score of 15 is a one that you want to do, all right? That is, well, this is probably a good thing to do, okay? If you're getting a low score of like 2 or 3, probably not a great activity to do, okay? If you're getting in the middle score, then it's something to try, okay? You want to rank it, and then you want to, so you want to have 50 ideas down, right? And then you want to rank your top 10. Okay?
So as well as doing the score here, they definitely want to be looking at the approximate number of people interested, because that's the key
It's a key
part.
It's a key.
So you could add the number of that to give the score.
Yeah, however you want to do it. But you want to be ranking it or scale it according to how many people are going to be interested you're going to find from those events. Definitely. If they're scalable. News agents is scalable, okay? Or whatever, post offices, whatever. So write down all your ideas, rank them, okay? Then step 2 is you want to add them to your contacts. So once you find the people, once you get inquiries from the post office or the news agents, they're coming through, you want to add them to your 100 list. So you've got your 100 list, you've got or your database or wherever you're at with that list. This is what you want. You want to have this list, and you are adding new 25 or 20 new people to that list every month. Okay, that's your goal, right? And then you want to process your contacts through the pipeline, through the classes. And then you want to continually add new contacts monthly to the beginning of your pipeline. So your contact list is the most fundamental, crucial part of your business. If you're not adding people to that business and just going over the same people every month, that's why you're stagnant. Okay? Continually add people to it. And then when you're doing other finding activities, what you want to be doing is adding new finding activities to your list. You're going to be inspired when you go out there finding things. You're going to find another show that nobody's at or nobody's even thought of, or you're going to be inspired of another niche, or, oh, wow, I can advertise there, or I can do something here, or another finding class, or you'll be inspired. You're sitting there at a stand and maybe you're thinking it's wasting your day, but you're thinking, how can I be more efficient? How can I find better ways of doing this? Okay, I don't want to do this again. How do I make sure I find something else to do? Okay.
Absolutely, it's so true. The quicker you just go through the really bad ones, the quicker you'll learn the good ones. You can't really learn at all just from sitting there and thinking of everything. That's the first step. But just get out there and start doing these ideas and testing them out, and then you'll start realizing, how to make it more effective.
Some of the bad ones you'll find are actually really good ones.
Yeah.
So, and some of the good ones you'll find are actually really bad ones.
Yes.
And the key thing is also sometimes you'll find that you've got a good thing going, but you need to, or you're not sure if it's good or not because your approach wasn't good enough. So there's sometimes you might have to tweak your approach. Remember that. Just don't dump an activity because it wasn't good. It might mean that your approach wasn't good.
And work with your upline as well. So come up with all these ideas, and that's where your upline can come in to like helping to brainstorm and and you can work on it together. So don't forget you've got that resource.
So then step 3 is to add new finding activities to your list. So you're always looking for new ideas to add to your marketing strategy. This is a flowing project, continual. When you're Presidential Diamond, this, or Diamond or Gold or whatever it is, this is a flowing document that changes, that you create. And, the first top 10 ideas that you started with are probably only one of them you're still with. And you've got brand new ideas going on now, okay? This is where we are at.
Yeah.
Okay. So whilst you're finding, you'll be inspired by other ideas. The more finding activities you do, the more ideas you will find.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So you're going to give that to everyone, aren't you, Nathan? Do you want to just quickly see the chat? Because there are a few chats just before I start my next bit, just in case anything. Oh, amazing. That's good to know. Amazing. There we go. Thanks, Denise. Yes, we will email. Successful hands. That's good. We'll get people to share stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really, Lisa's just shared that she did a really low footfall show on Sunday, but she enrolled 2 of the stall holders. So that was really great.
Great, yeah.
Stall holders can definitely be builders.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Perfect.
We'll talk about like contact lists in a second. I just need to go back to...
And we'll answer your question as well, Andy, in a sec. We've seen that too.
Okay. Over to you, Lou.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. Yeah, so that's your marketing strategy. Now, as Nate said, we want you to do like a brain dump of all the things in your head. I spent about half an hour or so today doing a brain dump of all the things that we've done or our downline have done, and usually most of these things we've been involved in if they have been our downline. So we've kind of tried different things, all their ideas that we haven't implemented yet. So these are just some ideas. Now, I'm just going to quickly just go through these. I'm not going to spend very much time on them, because what I'd really like you to do while we're just kind of looking at these next couple of slides is if you guys can put in the chat how you were found. Now, Nathan said, I think you did this maybe a few months ago when I was sick, but we're really going to focus on sharing ideas this month. So we'll create a list from the things that you post today, and we're going to create a list, add it to the list that I've already done here, so that you guys, after you've done your own brain dump of finding ideas, you can then look at these and think, oh, which ones would appeal to me? You know, which ones do I want to try first? And you can use it as a resource for you and your downline. So if you can, yeah, brilliant, start doing it. So say how you were found, and also any other ideas. So other ways you found some of the key people on your team. If you can write them down as well, but definitely how you were found and any other great ideas that you've done to find people so far that you can share with everybody, please. And Nathan, you're going to start.
I don't need to.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I just download the whole chat.
Brilliant. Technology, great. Cool. So here we go. These are some ideas that I came up with. You may or may have tried these already. I'll explain some of the maybe ones that don't really make sense so much. So workshops, yeah, look around your local workshops, something you're interested in, but thinking of the things that people who are interested in oils might be interested in. So that's why I put chocolate classes, foraging classes, herbal days. You can go and learn about plants. Look around you about what those kind of workshops. People have done their local markets, and it might not be amazing contacts every time, but they've got some people over time there. Shop windows, covered that. Go and get a massage, go and get an osteopath treatment, go and get a chiropractor treatment. I always rotate people, so I don't stick with the same person. So definitely go and try different people. This is an idea I haven't actually implemented yet. It's the school PTA. So schools are always looking for fundraising opportunities. And actually in a second, I'm going to get my sister to share something, because that's been the most unique finding activity that I've heard about recently. So I really want Mel to share something she's done recently to give you guys a bit of inspiration there. But yeah, there are charities and schools that want to raise funds. So I'm going to offer to my school that I charge £10 a head for all people who want to come and do a wellness night at school. And I'm not going to do a pushy sales night that night. It will be more of an educational, do a hand massage, we'll have some chocolates. And then, so that'll be a finding activity, so things like that. And obviously my own school isn't really adding contacts to my list because they're already on my list. So that wouldn't really count for this activity. But then you could go to other schools. You can test it out in your school, and then you could go to other schools, find, your friends that live around the country and offer to go to their schools. So you've got a bit of an in. Team up with locals, find out the local people that are doing health things, because there'll always be opportunities to do wellness days with yoga teachers or things like that. And you could join up with them. All the rest I think are pretty, so referrals is, you know, on your 100 list, so you've already got that. We're doing now more going through our list of people we know and asking if they have anyone that they think might be interested, you know, and we're thinking of ways to kind of incentivize them. So perhaps giving them something in return. And if we find a business person through a friend, then we'll give them a certain amount of money, we were thinking, when they reach a certain rank. So just to give you ideas of, you know, thinking outside the box. A stall on the high street, you know, we have the ice cream man. You won't be as popular as him, but you know, he's on the high street. You can talk to your local council and just find out, you know, different places you can go and different events that are going on in the community. And you could just be a stall there, because, you know, you'll start to be a presence and you might not attract people straight away, but if they keep seeing you, then at some point people are going to start stopping. So just get out there.
You might even find that people start recommending, well, it's probably not great here on the high street, is it? Why aren't you at the local farmers market?
Yeah, exactly.
Why aren't you over there?
Yes, that's, yeah.
Yeah, why do you local car boot sale? Everyone over there loves this stuff.
That's happened to me tons when I've done like really bad fairs, like Lisa just shared. Someone will come up to me and go, hey, there's a way better one next week. Or we just did a really good one last week. Yeah. So it is about putting yourself out there. It will just start the momentum, like anything.
Someone has a question.
Ooh. Stop the clock.
Well, they accidentally raised.
Should we do it now, or shall we? Do you want to? Does someone want to ask a question? Okay. So yeah, keep posting your ideas. I can see the chats going up, so hopefully they're ideas and stuff. Brilliant, great, cool. Please keep posting, because I don't think everyone's posted yet. Going to cafes. So Nathan mentioned news agents. Great, but obviously more effective would be like a health cafe or a health food shop. Post your ads there. Get to know cafes in your local areas that do workshops. Some places, some shops do already do that, or you can plant the seed that they could do that to create more people to come to their cafes. That's a thing for them. Leafleting, you know, obviously really, really bad response you're going to get from leafleting, but you could do 1,000 leaflets and see what happens.
Well, it depends where you leaflet.
It does actually. It does depend where you leaflet. Yeah, so it might not be terrible. So let us know if you do that and how that goes.
Depends on the offer on the leaflet.
Depends on the offer. Depends on the face on the leaflet.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was wanting to say with this as well is that some of you will have really bad experiences with some of these, and other people will have really good experiences with some of these. So it really depends on your approach. It depends on your personality and all those things. So what you've got to do is find the approach that works for you and your personality, and how you're going to find your people.
Yeah, and sometimes you might not even know just by looking at it. So don't be scared to try some things that might be slightly out of your comfort zone, because you might actually find that you really gel with that. But obviously you'll start with the things that suit your personality. And you're absolutely right. Not one size fits all with this.
Well, I don't even mean that. I mean more like try things that don't necessarily, because when people think suit their personality, it's like maybe the easiest stuff that they like to do, right? Mm-hmm. But not necessarily that. It's more try everything that you can think of that you think is going to be good, and then the things that you are finding the people with is kind of how you find your way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Open evening at your house. So we got this idea from one of the leaders in Europe. They're doing really well. They do weekly open evenings. So they don't so much do tons of classes. They more open their house to people. They'll have probably some refreshments, some drinks, and they'll say, you know, if anyone that's interested, come and just have a look at the oil collection. You can just have your oils out and they can smell them. So it's a really light way of introducing the oils. So you can advertise that, you know, to get new contacts. If you've done the Aroma Touch training, you can do an Aroma Touch offer in your local newspaper. Say you're looking to do 10 people for free or something, or half price. You know, that could attract lots of new people. All different groups, get to know, so online, social media. You know, some of you will be great at that. You can follow people online. You can join groups that you're perhaps slightly interested in, but also, again, thinking of where people will be who are interested in health, and just start joining groups and just be passive, a group person to begin with. Just kind of watch the chat, and then you can maybe every now and again put a comment that might attract some interest. So just be out there, be with everything. Professional training days. That is more, we found an in with nutritionists, Other people have found with chiropractors, midwives. But all these professionals will have training days or events throughout the year. So if you get to know someone who's a professional, find out where their training events are. And sometimes they want people to come who are kind of related to that industry, which oils are, definitely. So we've had stalls there. So looking for these kind of things.
So like, for instance, you know, like, let's say there's like a really hard one would be like a doctor's convention, right?
Yeah.
But if the approach was done appropriately and like hit the doctors properly,
yeah, you could
get doctors. So it's just about, you know, looking at the approach. Now the approach is harder, right? But if you could figure out an approach for something like that, it would be an amazing thing. So with all these things, it's about trying to figure out the right approach to how to work it.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, get involved with the local community because you just don't know what will open up. Hang out in the park, not on a weird outfit and a hoodie. But you know, if you've got kids,
I didn't write that one. You wrote that one.
I wrote all of these. Hang out in the park. So hang out in the park with kids.
With the kids.
Other local things. So it's not just foraging, and you might not be into foraging and mushroom eating, but like book club, you know, it's just about socializing. I put in here socializing. It's literally everything and anything you can get to do to meet people.
At sports clubs as well, like you're just getting your deep blue out, but you play football or something.
Definitely, that's a really good
Cycling.
one. And then hosted classes, of course, that's a massive one, but we've gone on about that forever. So you know that one. WI is Women's Institute. I've done some classes there. Often lots of older people, but you know, you're not probably going to find a builder necessarily, but they are in great need of the oils, and they've got children who might be builders. So we found them quite good, and they're always looking for speakers. And these are the last ones. So yeah, gym, health spas. I've had someone in my downline that's gone and done a lovely kind of fun activity, volunteered. Local nurses are always looking for people to go and like take a bit of pressure off them for a bit, give them a break and say, hey, I've got this lovely class that I'm doing for free at the moment for kids, and you get like the Play-Doh out with the oils in. So you do a specific thing for the kids, but it's like a fun interactive thing with kids, and you get them to invite their parents. You'd maybe do it for the last hour of the day or the first hour, you know. You can buy contacts from companies. You know, that is something you can do as well. Some companies will sell their contacts. Just be very careful with that one. But these are bad ideas up here as well. There's good ideas. You just got to work them out.
Bad idea.
And some of you might have connections in that way.
Yeah, you might do.
Said that recruiting companies, something we haven't done yet, but we've definitely had that on our list of things to try. There are recruitment agencies. Obviously, that's going to be a high cost one. So, you know, keep that in mind. But we know key leaders who have done that. Get people to recruit.
And it's not just
them.
The recruitment companies wouldn't necessarily be just to find builders. You know, it could be to find builders, but it could be to find people that are interested in the oils as well, and you pay them a smaller fee or whatever it is, or a group fee. So it's just something to think about. Yeah.
Join local exercise clubs at that. And also around us, there's loads of kind of like cyclothons, triathlons, swimming, cycling races.
That might be a thing.
Competition, yeah, it should be. All these different things. You could have a stall there with your deep blue and your breathe and your peppermint, you know, that kind of thing. You could definitely
save people's lives.
Save people's needs.
Yeah. Right next to the St. John's ambulance.
We were
right next to it. Right?
Yeah, I don't think the breathe's going to save their life if they're injured. But
I was thinking of having an asthma attack. That's what I was thinking.
Actually. You're right.
I know, I'm right on that one.
That's right. Offer to do a free presentation at local events, and obviously you won't. So if you do things like that, just be mindful not to be pushy and sell then. It's more of a finding thing. So that's giving you loads of time. Hopefully lots of you have posted your ideas that will add to this list. And we shall share this with all of you, so you'll have this as a resource. But first of all, you know, do your own kind of
get all your own ideas out first.
Yes. So Melanie, my sister, can you please share what you did recently?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I realised that I didn't have a particular, I'd exhausted my pool. Well, I felt like I'd exhausted my pool of contacts. So my brain started going down the road of how can I quickly and easily find a lot of people. So that was my starting point. And then I also had another starting point that I felt like that I'm quite good at one-on-ones, and I also wanted to extend myself. So I felt like I had a bit of a resistance to big groups of people. That was an area that I wanted to maybe expand into and become more at ease at speaking in front of big groups of people. So I then started to brainstorm and, you know, brain dump, and I come up with a lot of rubbish ideas. I have a gift. And so, but one of the ideas that I came up with, I thought might have some validity to it. So I ran the idea past my upline, Rebecca and Nathan. And the idea was that in my local community, and these are all over the world, there's the Rotary Club. And Rotary Club members are very service orientated, and they're really into their raising money to help their local community. So I thought that that maybe these people would be interested in the oils, and if they bought the oils through me, I would donate 50% of my fast start to the Rotary Club. And then I was doing the numbers, and I have a friend who is a member of a local Rotary Club, and coincidentally, she invited me to go just to experience it for one day. So I went, and there were about 50 people in this room. And over here, for those of you who don't know, I'm in America, but this Rotary Club had quite a lot of wealthy people in it. And I think that's quite common. Not all of the members of Rotary Club tend to have wealthy people, but I think that there's quite a lot of older people who have, you know, made quite a bit of money, and now they want to give back a bit. So that was a plus. I mean, the older wasn't such a plus, but the fact that, you know, these people had money was a plus. So anyway, I went, I scanned out the group, I had a bit of chats with people, and then I approached the president of the Rotary Club, and I went and had a drink with him, and I ran the idea past him, and he thought it was a really good idea. And funnily enough, he's a, what do you call it? When they dispense pharmacy. Thank you. Yes, thank you, pharmacist. He's a pharmacist, so that was quite fun. You know, that I was talking to him about these oils that you know, kind of replaced his industry a bit. But he thought it was a really good idea, and he then invited me to do a presentation at the Rotary Club, a 5-minute presentation. And so I did, and then from that I met a guy whose wife was really interested in the oils, and together she and I set a class date, and so then I did this class, and there were 35 people, so that definitely ticked my box of doing presentation to big groups of people, and that was about 6 weeks ago. And then shortly after that I went to England for a month, so I'm now back, and now I'm doing follow-up with it. So
you got a couple of hosted classes, didn't you? You got a sign up already in a couple of hosted classes, and
exactly. And oh yes, and from that, so I do my class, and the 35 people class was more of a finding class, as Nathan, because I spoke to Nathan just before I did that class, and he was great, and Bex was great too, but Bex was a bit sick, so you know, not so great. But Nathan gave me a good few pointers, and he said this is going to be a finding class. And in my arrogance, I thought, no way, it's going to be a signing up class. But it wasn't. It was a finders class. But one of the people that was in that finding class is a plumber, and my brain never ever would have thought that a plumber would be somebody to target with doTERRA. But he signed up almost on the spot because he wanted to create something different in his industry, where once his men have gone in, or people have gone in, that's very sexist, once his people have gone in and done their service, he wants them to spray the residential home or the area that they just worked on with the essential oils to leave a natural fragrance rather than leaving a chemical type fragrance. And so he's, you know, that's a whole, I've now got a list of local plumbers that I'm going to be targeting, which came from that Do you know what I mean? It's like it was, yeah.
Yes, and you've learned lots, because I know we've chatted about how you do it a bit differently, and like Mel said though, there's an endless amount of Rotary clubs, so you can just keep getting better and better. You're going to run out.
But also the day after, Mel,
perfect.
when we chatted about it, you weren't excited about what happened that night, were you? You were like,
I was so. Oh yeah. In fact,
Bridget ran up 30 people.
Yeah, exactly. So the class was in the evening, and as I was driving home, it was one of my worst classes. It was just bad. I just felt like it didn't flow. I don't know if any of you have ever had this feeling where things didn't flow. The setup, the actual physical setup, was really awkward. I had a microphone, and the microphone kept on cutting out, and it was just really bad. It was really bad. But
we got top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what you said to me the day after. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Well done. That's
Thanks
brilliant.
for sharing, Mel.
Thank you so much, Mel. Just a couple of questions, sorry, just before we move on. People just asked, well, what does your presentation look like? Did you present the Home Essentials kit, the Natural Solutions kit? What did your presentation to those guys? What did you do? Just briefly.
To the bigger class, to 35. Yeah, it was pretty much the. It wasn't the Natural Solutions. It was pretty much the Home Essentials kit I was doing. I mean, I did take some of the spa products, because I purposely bought the spa products for that 5-minute thing, because I wanted to do a display and have people see that there were other products rather than just oils. But the actual class, I was planning on it being more of the Natural Solutions, but because of everything that was going on, that it, the thing that it just wasn't really flowing, and then the awkwardness of the mic and the PowerPoint and blah blah blah, I cut it down pretty much to the Home Essentials. Yeah, but I did mention the cleaning and stuff, because that's how I got the plumber.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mel. I'm just going to add my little tips to that as well, because Denise asked, when you do free events, how do you teach the class? I don't sell. So when I've done to big groups, 30 plus groups, it's definitely a finding event. You're not probably going to close people there and then, and you're not really going to do that. But you want to have some way of following up with people. So I prepared the sheet that I would hand around, get everyone's contact details, because you probably don't even have their contact details. So they fill in their contact details, and they can book a one-on-one. So that's what I generally do, is I offer a one-on-one consultation with them. So I do teach the class, but more it's quite a fun, relaxed way. The presentation I do, often do a little quiz sometimes, depending on the audience, to find out how much they already know. I'll educate, and I'll usually focus just on the Home Essentials, like Mel, because the Natural Solutions to a brand new class where there's been no warm up at all can be a bit too much. So that's what I do. But you definitely for those things, you need to have, the key thing is to have a follow-up way. So you've got to be thinking, where's this going to go? You're not just going to give this presentation for free and have no way of following up with people. That's what you've always got to be thinking. What's the next step here? Okay, and your ultimate step is obviously to be able to sell these wonderful oils.
Worst case scenario, you just take their details.
Yeah.
Okay, so you always can get hold of people.
Yeah. Okay. But you want to have time, if you possibly can at the end, to be able to go around and talk to people, because that's what people, that's how you generate more interest as well.
All these finding stuff, do not forget to take people's details. Otherwise, a finding event is pointless. Okay.
Yes.
So basic, that is.
Basic. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through the process. And Nathan mentioned at the beginning, we are focusing on finding this month, and that's what we really want you to just focus on. And also, we don't want you to have any, try and get rid of any of those blocks, of any blocks, any negative thoughts that come into your head, any doubts that these people won't be interested, this is never going to work. Just literally try and be a robot in those ways. Look at your list and just go out and implement them. And then I love this quote that I found in the Empowered Success Launch Guide that says, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." And so when it comes to this month with finding, that's going to be so, so true. You're going to be planting seeds all over the place, and some of them will grow and blossom.
That's a really good quote, isn't it?
Nice, isn't it? Yeah. They're very good. So the process is, you're going to find, and then as you're finding this month, you also need to have your contact list. So you need to be writing a contact list, and we're going to send one, aren't we? Yeah, so that's the next slide. So we're going to send you a contact list that you can adapt or however you want, but it's how we kind of started, and actually have
how we've gone back
pretty
to.
much gone back to. We've tried other things, but we literally started, I did a handwritten one, and then we moved to Excel, tried other systems, and we've gone back to Excel. But you can adapt it to however you want to use whatever system, but it's just to show you what kind of information we collect. So you write your contact list. So as you're finding people, you've got to add them to your contact list. And then what you want to do is you want to start working out your strategy for the specific person. So it's not, again, just the same thing for everybody. So some, you're just going to be wanting to continue to plant seeds for a while. Some you might think, oh, let's get to know these people and then invite them to dinner. They could be the kind of people we'd like to get to know more and be friends with. Socialize in whatever way, build relationships. You know, often it's not a rushed process. That's why you want to be continually finding contacts, because some contacts will turn into enrollments and interested people quickly, and that's lovely. But others, you know, will take 6 months, a year. So you just need to be constantly finding people, and that's how you grow.
And the better relationships with people, the more likely they are to be builders.
Yeah, definitely. And also LRP customers, help them be builders, good customers. So you book a massage with that masseuse, you know, sample people, you know, you don't need to sample everybody. I like sampling often, but sometimes I don't. So, you know, you get the point. You work out a specific plan for the individual. Carry out plan. Do it. The fun stuff can sometimes be the planning, and the scary stuff is carrying it out. But you've got to go to the next step. Oh, but look, I haven't even done the right number in there. So it's connected to the other one. Then when ready, so note when ready, invite to. The intro class is probably the best enrolling class, but sometimes people aren't ready for that. So you would invite them to your open house, you know, to come and explore the oils a bit, have some food with you, a one-on-one online, a chocolate making class or a baby class or whatever, you know, when you find these people, you can then create a class for them, you know. So if you've got lots of people interested in cleaning, different Facebook groups you can add them to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You could send them a video to watch, you know, but it's taking them to another level at this point. So once you've carried out your plan, and then just keep inviting, keep building the relationship. And this can be an ongoing process with some people until they finally enroll. And most people, if you nurture them like that, over time will enroll, okay? And then you do a wellness consultation, and then you ascertain whether they're a user, share, or builder. So that is the nutshell process. I know you all know, but we just want to remind you, because we are focusing on finding. In July, we're going to be talking about taking you through the next steps, but you kind of already know this, and it's about preparing for those next steps. We're running out of time. So this is the contact list we're going to send you. It will be in like a Word document. I've done it. I'll show you right now. Oh, cool. Junior, it's just time. Cool. Yeah, you've got to show. Yeah, you've spent time. Yeah. Oh, doing this. There it is. Yeah. So we will send you this as well. And again, you can adapt this. So it's just taking their contact details, the name, the date they met. You met them, where. So it's just for your own information, so you don't forget. And then place to put a bit of information. So, you know, how interested were they? What did you sample them with? What ailments do they have? Were they your hairdresser? Blah, blah, blah. Just put your info. And then when did they attend a class? And what type of class did they attend? And when did they enroll? You know, and you can also put there whether you think they're a user, share, or builder. You can adapt this to however you want. But this is the very simplest form of how to do it. Mm-hmm. How to create a 100 list. So your 100 list, this is what you do it on. You just fill it with the 100, and then you just add, you know, so by the end of the year, you've probably got 20 pages of like contact lists. Yeah, so your 100 list is more when you go, you'll have your 100 lists actually on a different sheet, but when you go through them and you've spoken to them, then you add the people from your 100 list onto this list. So that's when they're... Is that what you did? Yes. It's a different, this is when you've spoken to them, so you know they're interested. I did not know that. You learn something every day. But in the launch guide, there's a good sheet that you can use for your 100 list to get you going. But this is about expanding your contacts. We're talking about as well anyway. So can you go back to the PowerPoint? Yeah. Thanks, so. Almost finished. Okay.
It's the same
Can
thing.
we move this way? Sorry. Okay, cool. Thanks. So just to almost end, this is a great quote that actually Daniel shared with me the other day, and I loved it, so I've stolen it from him. Don't complain about the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do. It's just a really good reality check. Going back to the beginning where we shared what your goal is and just looking at how many people you need to be finding a month to be able to get to that goal over time. So we're not talking about overnight, over time. If you're not where you are in the business, look at the work you're doing. Are you doing enough?
It's generally all down to finding how many people are you finding.
Yes.
So we've got a challenge for you all this month.
Yes.
So the challenge is to find, to do your marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want you to do your marketing strategy, and it's for you to set the goal of whatever you want to achieve. It's for yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not putting pressure on you to find as many as you want, but do what you achieve the goal you want to achieve. But we'll give prizes for the top 10 people who find more than 30 new people. So obviously we're hoping that some people find 60, maybe 100, you know, but it's the top 10 people, okay?
Find the most people, yeah.
But it's okay to find 10, it's okay to be 15. Don't feel like you're not
Still do
good
it,
enough.
still do it, because remember, it's for your own business. We're just setting this in as a fun thing. And throughout the month of June, we'll be doing things to help as well. We'll be having some videos being posted by different people. We'll be asking you guys who have shared tonight how you found people to perhaps do a little live in our Silver Blossom to explain a bit more detail how you did it, to inspire people. And we're also going to do a weekly kind of accountability as well.
Hold on, we're not finished the challenge yet.
Oh, is that the next slide?
No, it's not the next slide, but like, you just jump the gun, man.
Come on, I'm just speeding it up. Go, come on.
It's your oil expense that took too long.
It was a good one though. I had you in tears.
Okay, so just to qualify, the new people that you bring on, they can't be part of your 100 list. Okay, they can't be part of anyone you found previous to today. Okay, they must be new people, and you must have had some personal contact with them. So if you buy an email list, if you do social,
work.
Yeah, those things are fine. If you do social media ads, if you do newspaper ads, any inquiries, that you must have had some contact, so a relationship is starting to be built with you.
So it could be an email, you know, something like that.
So an email, then you get an email back as a response, you know, and then they can go on your contact list, properly on your contact list.
Yeah.
You know, just getting an email list, that, you know, because you give us, I found 20,000 people. That's not really finding 20,000 people.
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's what we mean. Okay. Yeah. And so we're just at the end of the month. We'll give you more details towards the end of the month. So just make a note of who you found, new people wise. We're excited for that. Back to you, which is
brilliant. And so we're going to do a weekly call on Monday, just for the last 3 Mondays of June, at 7:45 till 8:25, because some of our team have calls at 8:30.
So this week, do your marketing strategy. Next week, come and share it with us. We'll talk about your marketing strategy. We'll talk about what you're planning on doing. If you've got any thoughts, if you've got ideas, you're like, oh, I'm struggling with an approach for this, but I think it could be really great. What do you think?
But also don't wait to start finding either. So, you know, you can do your marketing strategy tonight and start finding tomorrow. So we also want to hear what people are doing, what you've done to find. And also, back to Andy's question he asked tonight, does anyone have a good ad that they've put in a local newsagent, you know, good wording? You know, resources like that would be lovely to share. So we'll have a look at our resources. But yeah, you can have a look at yours and share resources with people. That would be lovely.
We're doing this all on Silver Blossom. So if you can share this stuff on Silver Blossom, that'd be great. Just get some real excitement for finding this month.
Yeah. And then just one last thing, you also need to be looking ahead to July then, looking back at the process. And if you were going for it, for example, I would put in 2 dates for 2 intro classes and perhaps 1 open house and 1 chalk class. That's what I would do if I was going for it. I was like finding 40, 50 people this month. So if you're finding 10 people, you want to have, you know, at least one date for an intro class, basically. So you can then, when you're finding people, if there are people that are interested straight away, you have something to invite them to.
And if you're finding 10 people, there'll be definitely 3 or 4 of them that will probably say yes, they're interested in the class.
Yeah.
Right?
So you want to have something to invite them to.
So you can invite them to something straight away, saves your time, right? Rather
Yeah.
than having to come back to them. So, and you're more likely to get them onto the class if you do it right there and then.
Should we
Okay.
look at the questions quickly?
Yes. So thank you everyone for coming onto the call. We'll stay on for another 10 minutes if you want to and ask questions and go through things. But if you need to hop off, then see you soon. See you next week.
Lovely seeing you. It's so nice to be back.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lovely week. Yeah, we'll go through the questions. Where were we? It was kind of up. This is great. Thanks so much for sharing all your ideas. It's brilliant.
I think they're all ideas, really.
There are a few questions in between. Yeah, we did that one.
We can have a look at them and maybe answer them on the Facebook group.
If
there's anything.
Oh, good. Email list. Cool.
Website address. We don't have a website.
It's the ongoing joke. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be coming.
Sorry.
It's coming.
We do plan on one for 2 years. Get there eventually.
Definitely coming.
Silver Blossom. Silver Blossom is on Facebook. So ask your upline if you can't find it, or maybe message us and we can add you.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if I can add you if we're not Facebook friends. So talk to your upline. They'll know how to put you on Silver Blossom.
Yes. And there's still we have lots of our resources on Dropbox. I know it's not easy to navigate, but you'll find that link at the top of Silver Blossom. But that will soon be in a beautiful website.
Oh, don't put pressure on.
I said soon. Stop saying dates.
Get in there.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for your lovely comments. There's one question. What's the best response please to objection? The products are so expensive for me to consider. Oh my goodness, that old question. Yeah, I've had that question tons and tons and tons. First of all, just kind of, for me, it was definitely when I felt the products weren't expensive. I found it harder to answer that question when I felt a bit embarrassed about the price of the products. But as soon as I kind of owned that and realized, oh my goodness, these products, I've seen them help so many people. They're worth every single penny.
Well, you got the sourcing, you got the
exactly.
You got the CPTG.
All right, you've just interrupted me this time.
Yes,
you've got the sourcing, you've got CPTG.
Because they're not expensive.
That's a good
They're
answer.
bang on the price.
We're very passionate about them not being expensive now, so I love that question. Yeah. Because I'll literally say, look, if you're getting cheaper oils, they're not going to help you, and actually they could actually do you harm, because these other oils will have sometimes even harmful chemicals in them, but at best they're going to be diluted or have cheaper versions of the oil. So it's like anything in life. You pay for what you get. These oils are exactly the right price for what they are, because of they're sourced from their local from their habitats. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Their natural habitats, where they're indigenous. There we go. Yeah, they are thoroughly tested. There's no other company that carries out the testing that doTERRA do to make sure there's absolutely no chemicals in them. Yeah, so they're completely pure.
Sometimes they get the way they're saying that is they're getting at it's the money's going to all you guys, right? And the point is,
it's not.
No.
Other companies spend money on marketing. I just interrupted you.
You
go. I just realised that.
So you got passionate about it. It's all right.
We're both passionate about this.
Yeah. So every company spends money on marketing, and it's generally 50% of their budget. Okay. Mm-hmm. doTERRA is about 45% of the budget goes towards marketing, advertising, which is us.
Yeah. And we're good.
It's no bigger than any other marketing agencies. It's the same thing.
Than a poster or a TV. We're like personal. But also another point is that because these products are so pure, you only need 1 drop, 1 to 2 drops. Whereas with the cheaper version, you end up spending almost the same amount anyway, and they're not even working because you have to use so many drops. And there's no expiration date on these, apart from, of course, the citrus oils have about a 5-year expiration date. So with all of that, you usually...
And the Mergo's manky.
They usually go quite quiet after, especially if we're both there answering. Yeah, so I love that question, because then I get to say all that stuff in front of a whole class if I get it in front of a class. Cool.
Oh, Catherine or Jonathan's got a good response. Share it on Facebook. Share it on the Silver Blossom, guys.
Yeah,
love that.
Share it. Yeah, if people have any other responses, then put it on. But you will go through that. That's such a normal question. That question gets asked a lot. But don't be scared of it. Be excited by it.
It's a great question. It means they're thinking.
Good question.
It also means they've probably not listened properly to your presentation.
Yeah, they haven't understood it properly. So you get to repeat it to the whole class.
Yeah.
Why
Did you not
so
listen
great.
to me when I talked about CPTG and sourcing
Are you
and healing
sleeping
hands?
at that part?
Goodness me.
That's very rude, you can say to them. Say that. No, don't
Let me go back to the beginning of my presentation.
Yeah, let me start again.
Let me start this again.
Down.
I don't think you quite got it.
Scares you how much roller. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So typically, when you're telling people to use an essential, so at an intro class, I would always say use 1 to 2 drops. Start on the bottom of your feet and then work your way up the body. But I say to use 1 to 2 drops. Over time, people can adapt, but when people aren't used to the oils, you always want to have them starting off small. You don't know how their body's going to react. People do use a lot more. I mean, 20 drops in one go. No, I don't know anyone that does that. They're not going to use 20 drops in one go. But yeah, in a 10 ml roller, you could put, it depends. For babies, you're just going to have a few drops in there. But for me, I might have the whole roller full of pure oil. I might not put anything diluted in there. Depending on what I'm trying to treat, if it's a wart, I won't have any dilutions in there. But you're not using 20 drops in one go, are you, in the 10 ml roller?
It's just sometimes, so you get people that will talk like that. So for instance, for me, I've never had a reaction to an oil whatsoever. And I've had deep blue all over me. I've had, concentrated oils all over me. And so, for me, I could use 20 drops and it wouldn't even matter to me. But some people, it might do, right? So you just got to be careful with what you say when you're talking to brand new people, I suppose. Just cautious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I sometimes will have capsules. So I do a flu bomb now that I wouldn't really say in a class, but I would tell a friend this, that I do a flu bomb if I'm getting something. I'll do about 2, 4, 6, 8, sometimes 10 drops in one capsule I will take, and that's what gets rid of my flu. Otherwise, it won't go. So that's just me personally. But I've learned over time what my body can deal with. But I won't be doing that every single day. It will just be like for a couple of days to get where it's the intense sickness or flu or whatever. But generally speaking, it's 1 to 2 drops. That's all I use. But I might use 4 oils at the same time. I might have an emotional oil on. I might have drank some lemon. Might have put some deep blue on. Altogether that could come to like 8 drops that I've used in one setting. But in an intro class, don't go into that. Just 1 to 2 drops is what I say at a time, every 2 hours as needed. Okay? You want to stay really safe when you're teaching people, and to tell people to use it topically with a carrier oil to begin with, and especially with children. And with children, to use it on the bottom of the feet. So you just want to not scare people, but not telling them to just slap oils on. Sarah's got on. I'm speaking to a friend. Okay, what friend? Is that a friend from Young Living?
No, she's
changed my mind about getting the oils. Okay. Comes up a lot. So I don't know what friend. They must know something about oils, maybe, I don't know. But you want to investigate that. These, disappointments do happen. This is a massive part of the business, guys. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to have builders that change their mind. That happens.
Well, and they're probably talking to a friend that doesn't know a lot about essential oils, right?
Yeah, very possibly, or they think they do know. It could be an aromatherapist even. So if you're feeling brave enough and it feels okay to dig a little bit, and that's what I try and do. And hopefully you've built up some kind of relationship with this person that you can just ask, do you mind me asking why? That was interesting to me, some interesting feedback. I'd love to know why. And then you might be able to answer their questions without being pushy. So it's just about being friendly, and just trying to answer people's questions and then letting it go. Yeah, that happens. But that's why it's always back to the numbers game, isn't it? If you're looking at the business side of it, it is the numbers game, which is why if you're continually finding 40 people a month, then those disappointments will be overridden by the good stuff, I promise. And that's what keeps you going.
Most months. That's pretty much all the time, doesn't it?
Pretty much it does, you know. For a whole month that's really rubbish if you're doing that amount of work.
There's always good stuff that happens.
Yeah, it's always something. And then even it could be nothing to do with the business. It could be something like that baby's nappy rash went in a day and you had a rubbish month for your business, but then you've helped someone's baby's nappies rash. And that's the kind of thing that keeps you going. So remember those things. It's not,
and
that's a
before you know
wonderful
it,
thing.
you start ranking.
Yeah, exactly.
Go, how did that happen?
Yeah, focus on giving and serving, and with your strategy that we've kind of said, then it will be positive in the end. It will be ups and downs. It's been ups and downs for us and for everybody we know. But it's lovely. It's totally worth it. And you're helping so many people along the way. So it's worth it.
All right, well, should we finish?
I think we should finish.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for your lovely comments and for your input.
And it's good to have Bex back.
It's good to have me back.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, Bex.
It's good to be back.
The banter wasn't the same.
With yourself.
With myself, yeah.
Jackie,
Hey,
Nathan, can I just tell you a quick story, just quickly, about an oil experience? My daughter had a verruca for ages and we've been treating it. And yesterday she says, I think my verruca's falling off. And I was like, don't be silly, it's a verruca, it can't fall off. And she had a dance show, so I said, just leave it alone. You can't afford to have a poorly foot, just leave it alone. She came in to me this morning, she says, Mummy, can I show you something? She went, I said, what's that? She went, it's my verruca. And it's literally drawn out, and it looked like a scab. I was like, lovely, go and put it in the toilet. And it's gone. It's completely gone from a foot you can't even see. It's amazing. Yes, I just wanted to show you.
What did you use on it? Melaleuca, oregano?
Both.
Oregano. And
how long? No, sorry.
It was just intermittent. It was kind of when we remembered, really. We did a bit of filing as well now and again, but just no medicated stuff, just the oils.
So how long ago did you start putting oils on?
About 6 months ago, but again, it's not something we did every day. It actually looked like it was getting worse. It got bigger and it got more sore.
I know that.
And it got bigger and it got really dark and it looked awful. And now it's literally just fallen off. It's really weird.
Amazing. It's a shame there's no verruca fairy. Can't put it on your...
I wish I'd have taken a photograph of it, but I didn't.
That's right. That's right. Verruca fairy.
That's a way to end. That's a good way to end the call. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Lovely to see you. All right. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next Monday.
See you guys.
For those who want to come on.
Bye.
Bye.